History and background. False killer whales, or Pseudorca crassidens, are large-toothed whales that live in tropical and subtropical oceans. The populations we are talking about today live in Hawaiian waters. False killer whales received their name after a scientist found a skull of a false killer whale. The skull is very similar to the killer whale, which is why they are named false killer whales. False killer whales are smaller and slimmer than killer whales, and they do not have white patches on their bodies. False killer whales are very intelligent. Like killer whales, false killer whales live in long-term stable family groups. They are also very social and share their catch with their family members. In Hawaiian waters, there are 3 distinct populations of false killer whales which do not breed with each other. There is a pelagic population, a northwestern Hawaiian Islands associated population, and a main Hawaiian Islands population. The main Hawaiian Islands population are year-round residents and has the smallest population size, which consists of approximately 140 whales. The main Hawaiian Islands population has been declining steadily since the 1980s. In 2012, the main Hawaiian Islands population was listed as endangered. Behaviors. False killer whales hunt during the day and eat larger pelagic game fish, including mahi-mahi, ono, aku, and ahi. They also eat reef-associated game fish, such as ulua, o'io, uku, and ava. False killer whales prefer the same type of fish as humans, which creates some competition between humans and false killer whales. False killer whales have been reported snatching fishermen's fish off the hook or depredating their catch if they are nearby when a fish is hooked. False killer whales, on occasion, also get hooked. This is known to be one of the threats to the small main Hawaiian Islands population. It is an amazing sight to witness false killer whales hunting. They are known to throw their catch into the air before consumption. Like killer whales, they are also known to play with their catch before killing it for consumption. False killer whales actively forage, leap regularly, and often boat ride. False killer whales can dive up to 18 minutes and catch prey over a wide range of depths, from the surface to over 1,000 meters deep. Lifespan. The oldest documented false killer whales were 63 years old for a female and 58 years old for a male. They have low reproduction rates with calving intervals of approximately 7 years. Unlike human gestation, being 9 months, false killer whale gestation periods are 14 to 16 months. Identification. There are 4 species of small gray and black whale residents in the Hawaiian waters that look similar, which include the false killer whale, the short-finned pilot whale, the melon-headed whale, and the pygmy killer whale. These whale species can be identified based on their dorsal fin size and position, head shape, and flipper shape. False killer whales are approximately 5 to 17 feet and relatively large compared to the melon-headed whale and pygmy killer whale. Short-finned pilot whales have dorsal fins that are larger and further forward on the back than other species. Pygmy killer whales have rounded flippers and a rounded head when viewed from above. They have a clear, distinct boundary beneath their dorsal fin. Melon-headed whales have pointed flippers and a pointed head when viewed from above. They have a very diffused boundary beneath their dorsal fin, which is only visible under good lighting. Main threats. Unfortunately, false killer whales accumulate high levels of pollutants in their body. This comes from chemical runoff from the main Hawaiian Islands, such as agricultural pesticides and chemical detergents, which build up through the food chain in the fish they eat. Scientists have confirmed this by collecting blubber samples and testing them for toxins. One of their prey populations, yellowfin tuna, started declining in the 1980s due to environmental changes, causing a decline in bait fish. False killer whales sometimes get entangled in fishing gear, and these whales are the most frequent bycaught species in the Hawaii longline fishery, with an estimation of 47 per year over the entire Hawaii-based fishery. Humans have reported shooting the whales to prevent them from eating their catch. False killer whale hotspots. Dr. Robin Baird and a team from Cascadia Research Collective has tagged over 50 false killer whales and was able to track them via satellite. False killer whales range within 25 to 2,700 depth fathoms and were found off Oahu, Molokai, Lanai, and the north end of Hawaii. This research shows that different social groups from the main Hawaiian Islands population have different high use areas. Furthermore, these findings provide direction for where the most effective efforts should be focused to monitor and mitigate false killer whale bycatch. How you can help. Be aware of high fishing use areas. Consider moving locations if you see false killer whales around. Help us identify and track the false killer whale by calling the report hotline and taking above water photos of dorsal fins to help us identify the whales. Report sightings and interactions to add to the hotspot database. Change direction to avoid interactions and/or bring in lines. If you hook one, try to straighten the hook and cut the gear close to the animal. Mahalo nui for your kukua.